Thanks for joining me again. My name is Rachel, and this is episode 6 of the Life in Knit podcast. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, so we're finally getting into the spooky season, which is fantastic. Not that I haven't been there for a while or anything, but it just makes it that much more exciting. It is finally getting a little bit more fall-like outside. It's a little bit dimmer. Hopefully that makes the lighting in here a little bit better for you. Not quite as bright and obnoxious as last week. Today I am wearing my Bellsong Pullover. I did a test in this a while ago for Claire Borchardt, and I knit the size 5. There's 9 sizes from 32 inches to 64 inches. It's a beautiful colorwork circular yoke sweater. You can see the details there. It's just beautiful and looks good in almost every color combination I've seen there. I just looked through all the projects and there's some really good ones out there. But I did mine in Meredith from Leo and Roxy on their classic sock, and this is Hunter by Stitch Mischief. It did bleed the tiniest little bit, but I kind of expected that with a dark green. I like gray. Not super noticeable. It's still definitely more than wearable. Also got a fun coffee stain on it today. But you can't see that right now, and I'll wash it tonight. So welcome. I've got a few things to show. I do have another finish this week. So getting some pretty good track records with that one. It is still wet. But apparently that's also now a track record too. So this is the Spiderwebby hat. It's a test knit for Knit Graffiti. And it's a colorwork hat. It does match a cowl that I already did. Not the colors. I did a very different color scheme in this. This is the Warm Spice sock set from Rose Hill Yarns. It's a nice long ribbing and then into the colorwork detail. It used basically nothing. I still have, I think, over half of the sock set left, which is pretty impressive. So it's a really great use for leftovers and little bits and bobs that you've got kicking around. Still have well over half the sock set. I think there's 44 grams left out of the 70, so I could make another hat, which I might just do, because that was a really fun one and a good way to practice ladder back jacquard. Oh, I did do ladder back jacquard through the whole thing, and it just looks so fun. So you do use a little bit more yarn that way, but I think it just does a lot neater of a finish on the inside, especially on those long floats. And it just looks really cool. It does get a little stuck on some things, so I wouldn't use it for like gloves or mittens or anything, if you can avoid it. Unless you're doing every other stitch or something like that, because it can get a little bit picky, but great for a hat. I've also done it on socks and things where you're less likely to get rings or fingernails caught on it. The toes are a little bit easier. So that is my only finish this time. I do have a new project and updates on some of my other ones. So just because it's closest, let's start with this. So again, in the bag by the LB tree, I keep saying it wrong. It's my custom bag. There's her little logo there, the LB tree. She's a local maker in Calgary. Here I got this one custom made, so I picked out everything from top to bottom. She's got some really fun custom options, and her fabrics change constantly, so it's really cool to check it out here and there. This is my Lice and Fade Boxy, the second one. So there's 10 sizes in this one, to fit a bust size of 30 inches to 66 inches. You can definitely go a bigger variety on that one, probably, depending on what size you wear and what you're comfortable with ease-wise, just because of how much ease is built into the sweater. But this is knit in Fantasy Fibers Enemies to Lovers Fingering. It's Love Me Some Pie. You can finally see enough to actually see what this colorway looks like, except for that it's still rolling. But that's just the nature of stockinette. It is so pretty. So just nice dark background with those speckles there. So excited to see this. I think I've got 3 or 4 more rows until I get to pull the Harbinger into it, and then that'll be so cool. So yeah, it's the Love Me Some Pie, and then my contrast is going to be the Harbinger. Let's not show the back side. Harbinger on her Forced Proximity lace, which is her story. It's going to be so pretty. It's so close to getting the Surrey in there, and I am so excited. Have I wound it up yet? No, but I will do that in the next day or so. I have been focusing on a couple other things, so only got a little bit of progress on that one. My Scrappy Socks, I did say I was going to get a little work on them, and I did, even though my schedule got switched around, but I did have another movie night with Marissa last night, so I did get a good amount done in that one, and these are a little purse project, so I do 64 stitches on 2.25 millimeter. This is the Marion Bright from Rose Hill Yarn. See, it's coming along. I still have to start counting my rows on this one. This is sock number 2. So hopefully you'll see something different soonish. Let's hope. These have been on my needles for a while, and I'd like something different before we leave for Europe, which would be cool. So yeah, Marion Bright by Rose Hill. It's so fun how it goes so different on the heel flap and then on the main foot of the sock. Sometimes it bugs me, but never in socks when things change. I don't know why it doesn't bug me in socks, but it never does. I look at it as fun things that yarn does rather than driving me crazy, like in the body of a sweater. If something changes, I do get a little bit frustrated. And next is my Forest Spirit shawl, again in the soiree bag from Zoe Shannon. This one always gets such a kick of it with the little faux leather bottom. It is the one I bring to work. No one has said anything, so I don't think anyone's reading too closely. And everyone who does just loves it, so that's good. I have made my way into another section on this one. This is the Forest Spirit shawl by Knit Graffiti. So I'm doing this one as a sample for Polka Dot Creek. The colorways are Away We Ride and Charcoal, both on the classic sock. Look how squishy. It's getting there. I'm getting to the point where finish this section, and then every 6 rows I'm going to be adding another of the brioche cables, or the brioche bits into it. So it's getting further along the top. Yeah, it's just beautiful. This little increase and decrease section is just so fun. So into the 4 now, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just started 5, so it's getting into the 5 sections here, and then it'll be like 6, 7, 8, 9. It's really cool how it's done. I've really been enjoying it so far, and it gets a lot easier as you get used to it, but it's really cool to watch it change and grow, and it just keeps me interested, which is fun. So it's getting there, slowly but surely. It's getting there. After I finish one other project I'll be showing you next, I guess, because it's fun. This one's going to be my priority. Get that done, a little lickety split here, so that it's ready for October in the shop. Next is my newest cast on. This is in the bag I got from Fantasy Fibers in the Crescent City box. She is releasing her New Year's Eve box this weekend, so go grab it. So October 4th it's releasing. She does the coolest boxes for New Year's Eve. This one is based off of Iron Flame, so it's like a bookish box, and they've got some really cool stuff in it. The bag is by Fate's Thread. Just a really great smaller project bag, which is really great for socks, hats, things like that. I think this one is nice stiff fabric but still flexible, so I think this is going to be the bag that I bring, this one or the other one that's the same, to Europe with me. Actually, I got the other one here. So the first one I did with her was the From Blood and Ash box. Oop. Yarn fell down. So this is the first bag. Very much me with the burgundies and the grays. It's currently sitting with all of my leftover sock yarn in there. So you can see the warm spice in there. This is one of Morse's yarns. Sad that I can tell that, but I feel just really pretty sage green. Just all the random leftovers. It's big enough to still be good for socks of some kind. This is where I pick my Scrappy Socks out of. Yeah, so this is a test knit for Carly of Northwood Knits. Her Homestead Socks. The collection is being released on Friday. So this is going to be a little bit of a quick turnaround for me. The yarn for this one is Polka Dot Greek as well. Then you just put out a new colorway that I have been in love with, or two new colorways that I've been in love with. So I couldn't help myself. Yeah, I'm doing testing the root Cellar socks for it. So there's 3 different patterns that come in this collection, but I liked the cables the best, so that's what I went with. This really fun, simple cable repeat down the front, and it's going to go all the way down the foot as well. Back is just stockinette, so it's super quick. I cast these on last night, and I'm already done the flap and gusset. So this is Whiskey on the DK sock. DK, so it goes so fast. Whiskey on the DK, classic DK base, which has nylon in it, so it's great for socks. And then I pulled out a couple minis of Crushed Leaves because it is on DK and sock sets, but I wanted it with the Whiskey, so I'm holding fingering weight double on the Crushed Leaves. It's beautiful, really nice variegated fall colorway. Yeah. Whiskey and Crushed Leaves from Polka Dot Greek. I can't wait to finish these. I'm bringing these ones to work today because the test is due tomorrow, so I want to be able to finish this sock tonight. It's just one sock that's needed for the test, so I'll wash it tonight and finish it tonight, get it washed so I can do pictures tomorrow. But yeah, it's so pretty and it's going so fast. I love cables, especially these are all 2x2 cables, so I don't need a cable needle for it, so it's really easy. Great TV watching. I've been doing it while watching whatever for the last couple days. But yeah, the Root Cellar socks, Northwood Knits, coming out on Friday, her Homestead sock collection. I'm doing the cuff down, but she does offer toe up as well, which is really nice. So all of her sock patterns she'll offer in toe up and cuff down, and you can purchase whichever you prefer. Last but not least, this one has 0 progress on it because I've been focusing on other things. I wanted to show it because the yarn is so good. So this is another bag by So Shannon, her Harris Tweed. I know she's got a couple in her shop right now that are like regular fabric bags and then have little sheep on them in the Harris Tweed, and they're so adorable. It is taking everything in my power to not grab one because if you couldn't tell, I have a lot of bags. So I'm trying to use those and not purchase the new ones. But it's going to get me one of these days. And this is going to be a sample for Mary Margaret Fibers. So it's Take Me Home Tonight on her Surrey and sock. The glow on these are just so good. And yes, that color is accurate, other than being slightly blown out. Just that pink. It's beautiful. So yeah, as soon as I get the Forest Spirit shawl done, this is gonna be a big one because again, I want this done before we leave. Can I finish a shawl and a sweater in 2 weeks? I don't know, but I'm gonna try because I want to be able to have it for Fiber Shindig, which is coming up soon. So this is the Diaphanous Raglan. So it's just the Surrey in the middle of it. It's gonna be for the sleeve, and then the Surrey and fingering held together on both sides. I am pulling from both sides of the same skein, so it's getting a little bit messy, but it's fine. Better than splitting the skein, which would drive me crazy. So again, that one has had, I think, 2 rows done on it since last week, but I couldn't not show off that yarn. It's so good. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more progress on that next week. But yeah. That is all of my knitting projects this week. The Diaphanous Raglan comes in 9 sizes. from 34.5 inches to 67.25 inches, which includes the 4.5 inches of positive ease that is recommended in the pattern. So still gets like a 63-inch bust, which is pretty good. I like when it's a little bit higher, but that's pretty good, so I will more than take it. I did bring in some new yarn from Fantasy Fibers. I might show it in black and white because it's brand new. She just finished drying it, so I know a lot of people have not received it yet. I could just put a spoiler warning on. Let's do that. Okay. So yeah, major spoiler warning. I will put the time stamp like up in the corner for what you can skip to if you don't want to see this colorway, because she just started shipping them out, so it's pretty new and she hasn't released too much on that one yet. So yes, last warning. Skip ahead to this time if you don't want to see the September colorways from Fantasy Fibers Yarn Club. So it was Eric Northman for September as the daddy ones. You've seen the inspiration pictures, but that doesn't do the justice. So the variegated is Daddy Eric. Oh, the bright red in that one with a little bit of cream and some darker bits. It's so good. With a little Fantasia progress marker. It's so good. And you can't really see it on there, but it is sparkly too. The stitch marker, not the yarn. And I get the enemies to lovers base on both of them, so I can do socks or whatever I want. And then the tonal is Fantasia. Yes, it is that red. It's so good. Really nice bright red, and they go together so well, as per usual. It'll be really interesting to see it next to some of the other ones. Come on, like the Daddy Damon next to that one is just so cool. Putting together the sweater with Marissa at the end of the year is going to be so much fun. It'll be really interesting where we put some of the yarns, because some of them are very different. So this one was a bit of a step outside of her comfort zone this time. Not super big, but that is a bright color for her, for sure. So I'm really excited to see. I know this one, the one that just went up, is going to be Geralt. So the Witcher, Henry Cavill. If you don't follow her on Instagram, follow her this month for all of the Henry Cavill content. It should be so good. She's gotten some pretty good reels up there in her stories, so go check that out if you are a Henry Cavill fan, also known as if you have a pulse. But it should be a really good colorway this month. She's already excited about it, so if she's excited about something, I'm excited about something, so it should be pretty stinking good. Yeah, so that is the newest one. I have started opening my Halloween box from her, which I will not show because no one's supposed to be opening it yet. I am taking pictures every day, so I'll start posting them on the days that correspond to the days people should actually be opening it. But since I'm gone for half of October, I don't want to miss out on all the fun. So I'm opening it now. Because there's 13 days in it, and I leave on the 13th, so the 1st to the 13th. It just makes sense. So excited to show those with you. They're fantastic. I think she might have 1 or 2 boxes left. Might be a couple of days behind on opening them if you order it now, depending on how far away shipping is. But grab the box. It's amazing. I have spoiled myself on the entire thing, and it's worth it. Am I still excited to open all the things? Yes. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. Outside of that, personal life-wise, I went with Marissa last night to go see You've Got Mail. It was put on at the Plaza Theatre downtown by Slow Burn Books. So it was down in Kensington. I forgot how problematic the start of that movie is, because they're dirty, dirty cheaters. But outside of that, it was really fun. And it was really nice to be able to do something else to help support the bookstore. Anything to help support the local things and being able to hang out with some readers is fun. And both Marissa and I brought our knitting with us, so that was nice too. And the Plaza Theater is so cute. It's my first time there, and yeah, they've got a little bar in there and everything. It was absolutely adorable. So if anything is going up there that's interesting to you, check it out, because it was a really cute theater. And it was right next to a bookstore. So, shocker. We checked out the bookstore afterwards. But yeah, I think that is about it this week. Not much going on outside of that. If you haven't realized yet, I don't have too much of crazy life. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more going on next week for you. And then the entire time that we are in Europe, I will be doing little like vlogs of our time, because I won't be able to do the podcasts while we're gone. I'll try to do something little and put it up, but it's probably just going to be a short, because there's not going to be much going on in my personal and my knitting. I'm going to bring some like basic things with me. I think I'm going to do like socks and a muscle bear type thing. Just easy, small. It's not going to have a lot of room. We're just doing carry-on for the trip to make our lives a million times easier with taking trains and whatnot. So not much going to be crazy going on there, but everyone wants to see a little taste of Europe, right? So I'll do a little bit of a vlog of what's going on, and hopefully get me warmed up for December. But yeah, thanks again for joining. I hope you have a wonderful week and take some time to make something. Thanks.